I just decided to add big at the start because I thought, yeah, I'm a big man, innit? Like, you know what I mean? A scientist can look like anyone, really and truly. And they said to me that I have to delete all of the videos that I made on social media.
In this episode, we're on a mission to get to know the man behind the magnesium as we cruise with an influencer who's making us all think very differently about science. With his vast knowledge, endless passion and verbal swagger, Big Manny and his videos are inspiring the next generation of scientists like nothing else. But his first vids had to be pulled off the internet, and his biggest passion in life is actually music. We'll find out about all of that and more as Manny takes us for a tour of his manor around Barking and Dagenham. He's going to show us the places where he grew up and the places that inspired him. We'll also go and see some science in action as well to get him to explain what's going on and its impact on the environment. This is Show on the Road, brought to you by Autotrader, the UK's largest automotive platform. I'm Alex Legui, driving a BMW M60i through the tight streets of Dagenham towards Big Manny's local park, which is where he's going to meet us. And I think I've spotted him. Yeah, there he is.
Hello, Alex.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. I'm all good. How are you?
Yes, I'm very good, thank you. Thank you for bringing such glorious weather.
Yeah, sunshine's nice today.
Are you ready to go on a little adventure?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Good.
Yeah, I'm loving the car.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's nice.
Are you jealous that you're not behind the wheel?
I am a little bit. Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Happy?
Yeah, ready.
Okay. So this is Parslow's Park. It's changed quite a lot, hasn't it, from when you were younger?
Yeah, it has. It's very different from when I was there. Like, for example, those football pitches, they never had those when I was there.
Right.
And like those buildings as well. And but yeah, I think it's good though, because I could have benefited from that when I was younger.
How long have you lived around here?
I've lived here since 2001, so about 23 years now. Before that, I used to live in Newham, in a place called Forest Gate.
Right. So we're going to be cruising past your family home. Can you tell us about your family?
Yeah, definitely. So I've got an older brother and an older sister, and I'm the youngest of three children. Yeah, got both my parents there, and my older brother, he's actually an English teacher.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, so me and my brother both work in like the academia, and my sister, she's a midwife.
Wow.
So she's into science as well.
Yeah. But your parents, are they into science?
My mum is a nursery nurse.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so she works at the hospital. And my dad, he runs a music studio. That's kind of where I get my interest in music as well, from my dad. My dad, he would always play a lot of music at home. Like, we have like the sound system there, like the big speakers. And yeah, that's how like I developed my interest in it. Yeah, mainly roots reggae. Yeah, because my dad, he's Jamaican. My dad, he was born in Jamaica, and then he moved here in the 70s. And then my mum, she was born here.
Okay.
So yeah, I've got Jamaican heritage.
Do you go out there much?
I've been there 4 times in my life.
Right.
But last time I went there was 2013, so it's well overdue.
Yeah.
I need to go back there.
We'll talk a little bit more about your music in more depth later, but one of your lyrics in one of your tunes is wasting time on the gram when you could be spending time with your gran.
Yeah.
That's cool. A family life, I'm assuming, means a lot to you.
Yeah, definitely. It does. Because like a lot of young people today are spending a lot of time on social media. And then as a result of that, they're not spending as much time with their family. Yeah, I'm just trying to like show people that social media is always going to be there, but family is not always going to be there. So sometimes you just got to just focus on the things that matter the most to you.
Down here? Oh, wow.
That was my dad. You know what, I just realised, I think he left his car window open, you know.
Oh.
My dad.
Do you need to let him know?
Yeah, do you mind?
No, not at all.
Yeah, let me just knock quickly, just be 2 seconds. Yes, Dad, I'm just doing some filming. You left your car window open. Yeah, it's all the way down. Alright, then I'll see you in a bit. Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. So you have a lot of memories in that house then, I'm guessing, if you've been there for that long.
Yeah. So, yeah, I grew up there. Been there since I was 4. So, like, it was me, my brother, and my sister. And, yeah, I had, like, my childhood in that house.
Are those fond memories?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, my school was about, like, a 10-minute walk. Sometimes, like, I got a friend who lives a couple roads down, so I'll just meet up with my friend, and then we'll walk to school. And when I was in primary school, I used to ride a scooter to school.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we're going now from your home to Sydney Russell School.
Yes, yeah, that's my secondary school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where your love of science began?
It actually is, you know, yeah. When I was in year 8, I had a science teacher called Mr. Carter.
Right.
And he's the one who ignited that passion for science. Because, like, he wasn't your, like, conventional type of science teacher. He would do, like, crazy experiments every lesson. Like, for example, we did an experiment one time where he wanted to demonstrate digestion. And instead of just teaching this to us, teaching this, like, from a textbook, like, what he did something where he made us stand upside down and eat a cookie, to show that even if your body is upside down, the digestive system will still work. And
wow.
That really stuck with me, because, like, it was just so crazy to be upside down eating. But those are the kinds of things that students remember, because, like, it's just so out of the ordinary.
And here it is, the Sydney Russell School.
Yeah.
Looks nice. It's a big school. Has it changed much since you were there?
Yeah. They've done a lot of redevelopment. Like, all that front bit there with all the glass and that wasn't there before.
Yeah, that all looks quite new. And so obviously you had Mr. Carter, who rocked as a science teacher.
Yeah.
What was it about him, do you think, particularly that inspired you? Was it just his creativity and helping you guys think outside the box, I guess?
Yeah, definitely helping us to think outside of the box. And like, he wouldn't just, when he was teaching us, he wouldn't just stick to the curriculum only. So he might be telling us about, like, the solar system or the stars or just anything that engaged him. And, like, when he was teaching, it was like you could see the passion and, like, the excitement on his face. Like, he was genuinely excited about this stuff. And I think that's the reason why I got interested, because, like, it was almost like infectious, his passion for the science, and he passed it on to me. Not only has he helped me, but through me he's helped millions more students as well. So basically, I'm trying to do the same thing for the young people now today, trying to excite them and show them how brilliant science can be.
And how does it feel to know that you're doing that?
I mean, it feels brilliant, you know. It feels great to know that I could be inspiring the next generation of scientists.
Other than Mr. Carter and the inspiration that he gave you, was Sydney Russell a happy place for you?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Sydney Russell was a very happy place.
Okay, can you direct us to the Apex Club next, please, sir?
Yeah. So the Apex Club is literally just straight down on this road. So this is the Apex Club here, and, like, every Friday we'd have loads of kids going there. It was like a youth club, and, like, all the kids in the area from different schools would all go there on Fridays, and, like, we'll have, like, games there, activities, food there. It helped to keep people out of trouble, you know what I mean, because it gave them something to do, something productive to do. And yeah, like, even my older brother and my older sister, we used to go there. We used to go there together, And it was like my mum would say to my sister, like, oh, take your younger brother with you. And she's like, oh, she don't really want to take me because like I'm young.
Not cool.
Yeah, it's not cool. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's such a shame that so many youth clubs have closed down. I mean, statistically speaking, I think it's like 750 clubs they've closed since 2011. I mean, that's just so bad, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's like they got nothing to do.
Yeah.
So it's like they start looking at things that they shouldn't be doing. So yeah, man, it's just about keeping them busy and engaged.
Do you feel like social media accounts like yours have somehow managed to fill that gap a little bit?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Because like there's a lot of accounts like mine where people are just giving like advice to people and like kind of like self-help tips, things that people can apply in their own life. And yeah, it just helps to give people like a bit more purpose in their life and a bit more meaning.
What made you decide to make science videos then?
You know what, it actually started from the lockdown.
Okay.
Because you know, during the lockdown when like all the schools were closed, so I used to work in the school. I was a science technician, and then this was like around lockdown, and I started to realize that like students were struggling with the science. The reason why was because like they had a lot of Google classrooms, they had a lot of Zoom classrooms, and they're like at home in their own environment, so they're not really taking the information in as much as they should, as if they were in a classroom. So then as a result of that, they missed out a lot of knowledge. So I picked up on that and I noticed that. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna make some science videos to help you students catch up with what you missed out on during the lockdown. I'm trying to like demystify it and show them it's not as difficult as you think. And yeah, just trying to make it more approachable and more relatable for people.
So after senior school, did you then go to college?
Yeah, I finished secondary school. And
You did well in your GCSEs, didn't you?
Yeah, you know what? I was actually really pleased with my GCSE results, you know. I got 8 A's and I got 1 B.
So after then you went to college, right?
Yeah. So after that, I went to Barking and Dagenham College.
Okay.
Yeah, I went there for 2 years, and then after that I went to uni. I went to University of East London.
Okay. How was that?
Yeah, that was nice, you know. That was nice. I studied biomedical science.
I mean, that sentence alone terrifies me. Was it hard, even for you with a scientific brain?
It was, you know. It was. Yeah. I had to do a lot of reading, but I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed it. And because like my uni was local, so I had like the best of both worlds. You know what I mean? I could have like the uni experience, the campus experience, but also could go back home as well whenever I wanted to. If I wanted a bit of mum's cooking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's your favourite recipe of hers?
Rice and peas and probably salmon. Obviously like with the sides as well, like the vegetables and the potatoes and salad and all of that as well.
Does science impact your life day to day in things like choices of food or fitness or anything like that?
Yeah, I would say it does, you know. I would say it does. Like, for example, like minerals, like the different metals, like sodium, like, because I do a lot of experiments with these metals, like sodium, potassium, calcium.
Yeah.
And like it's interesting to know how all of these different minerals are like used within the body. So like, for example, the calcium for like the bones, the potassium is involved in like muscle contractions. Yeah, I do look at like my diet a lot more from a chemical perspective now.
Down the side in your door are your car snacks.
Oh yes, oh yeah, lovely.
Tell me about your choice of car snackage.
Yeah, man. So got the cashews here, and as I was just saying about the minerals, it's a source of zinc. So zinc is involved in the function of the immune system and also for the reproductive system as well. So it's a very important mineral.
You have a master's as well, right? When did you do that?
My master's, I graduated in 2021. I had a couple years working as experience working as a science technician. I had my bachelor's degree there as well.
Right.
But I felt like still I had more potential. I felt like I could achieve more. So that's why I decided to go back to uni and then get myself a master's degree as well.
Why Big Manny?
You know what? The first instance of me ever being called Manny was when I was in year 7. I had a form tutor called Mr. Hansen, and I don't know why, but he called me Manny. And then from there, yeah, everyone in school started calling me Manny. And then I just decided to add big at the start because I thought, yeah, I'm a big man, innit? Like, you know what I mean? I just thought I'm a big man, so let me just add big at the start, and then it became Big Manny. But Manny is actually short for my name, Emmanuel.
Yeah. It's a cool name.
Thank you.
Emmanuel Wallace, BSc,
MSc.
MSc.
Yeah. I wanted to get the PhD as well. That was my goal, to get the doctorate. But the content started taking off, and then I decided to go down that path instead.
Talk me through a day in the life of Big Manny.
Yeah, so most days I'll wake up and then probably do a little bit of research of some experiments. After that, go out in my back garden and then gather the chemicals and start filming.
Would you practice your experiments a few times before you start filming, or do you just roll with it?
Most of the time I just roll with it, you know, and then like, yeah, however it turns out, that's how it turns out. So then like, yeah, put all the clips together, and then after that I do the voiceover, add the voiceover to it, and then yeah, upload it. So
in front of us is an enormous wind turbine, and I'm hoping, if you don't mind, explaining to especially someone like me who has no clue exactly how they work and how wind is turned into power.
Yeah, definitely. So this is an example of a renewable energy source. So this uses wind power, and another example of renewable energy source is like geothermal power, which uses like heat energy from volcanoes and converts that into energy. Another example is like hydropower, which you get from like rivers. The kinetic energy from the movement of the water can be turned into electricity. So with the wind turbines, the wind turns the turbine, and then as it turns, this kinetic energy is turned into electrical energy. The electrical energy then passes through the turbine and it goes into a battery. That battery, the energy is stored in the battery, and then you can then redistribute that energy for whatever you want to use it for.
So do you know how much electrical energy one wind turbine can produce?
Depending on the size, a very large wind turbine could power a small village.
Wow. Good. Okay, I feel more informed about wind turbines than I've ever been before, so thank you very much for that.
Yes.
And now we are going to Riverside School.
Yeah, Riverside School. That's where I used to work.
Yeah, okay.
That's my old workplace.
And how old were you when you were working there? At what stage in your life was that? Was that when you were saying about being a technician?
Yeah. That's when I was about like 23.
Okay.
When I was there, I had a line manager. He was the senior science technician there, and he's the one who taught me a lot of the skills that I have now when it comes to preparing experiments and conducting them. He taught me a lot there. So I would say that was like my foundation when it comes to like learning about the experiments at Riverside.
What was his name?
His name was Mr. Dayoub.
And you've sung about him. You've sung about both of them, have you?
Yeah. I've written about him.
Yeah.
I've written a lyric about him. Yeah.
I feel like you're changing that feeling and some of the myths around science people, science teachers, aren't you? You seem to be dispelling that image.
Yeah, because like normally you wouldn't really like expect a scientist to like wear like a tracksuit or something. Do you know what I mean? Or like say things like in it, or like you don't know wagwan. You wouldn't expect a scientist to really say that. So
Man got magnesium.
Yeah. Or like, boom. You know what I mean? Things like that. So, yeah, it's kind of like changing the way people perceive scientists. And it's like, yeah, just changing the perception. And that's one of the reasons why, like, I deliver my content how I do. Like, I just speak how I would normally speak. Because I'm trying to encourage people to be themselves. Like, no matter which area you work in, what industry you work in, you can just be yourself, like who you naturally are. You don't have to change yourself just to fit in. And yeah, man, that's what I'm trying to encourage people to do. Just be their authentic self.
That's very powerful.
Like, there's a time and place for everything. Like, there should be a time where you speak professionally, and there should also be a time where you speak more relaxed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just trying to show young people that they should identify that they should adapt the way they carry themselves according to their environment.
Yeah.
You shouldn't go everywhere and just speak slang and just say, yo, wow, go on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just depends on where you are. And yeah, that's what I'm trying to show young people.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's a saying, you can't be what you can't see. So if you can see people in the industry who are similar to you, then you're going to be more likely to go for it. Yeah, man, that representation really goes a long way just to inspire young people and give them hope and give them belief in themselves to be able to do it.
Do you think that racism or institutionalized racism is a factor?
Well, I'll be honest, yeah, I can only speak from experience. And me personally, I haven't experienced anything like that because of my race. Like, nobody's ever treated me any differently because of the color of my skin. With that being said, there are cases where people are treated differently because of the color of their skin. That shouldn't happen. That definitely shouldn't happen. But yeah, for me personally, yeah, I've never been disadvantaged because of that. I always put it down to myself. If I don't achieve something in life, it's because of myself, because I didn't put in the work or I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I never blame somebody else for my misfortune. I always put the power in my hands. Okay, so Riverside. Oh yeah, it's right there.
That is a cool building. But it's in the middle of this very industrial looking area. Does your brother work here?
Yeah, my brother. I've got an older brother that works there. He's probably there right now.
Is he? So tell us why we've come here then.
Yeah, so this is where I was working when I first got my science technician job, my first full-time job. And this is where, this is where I learned all of the science. And yeah, this is like my foundation for becoming a science technician.
So it had quite a lot of impact on you.
Yeah, massive impact. Like, it built like a lot of my character in terms of like my confidence of being able to handle the chemicals, because yeah, I had to do a lot of training to be able to know how to do it safely. Yeah, so it was me and the senior technician.
Was this Mr. Dayoub?
Yeah, that's Mr.
Okay,
Dayoub.
right, got you. Today we're driving a brand new BMW M60i, and I've heard that happens to be your favourite car, Manny.
Yeah, it is, you know. I love the X6s, man, especially the M models.
And what do you think about the colour? This is called Ametrine Red.
Yeah, I love it, you know. It's really deep and yeah, nice colour.
It's really unique, isn't it?
It is.
What do you think is the most viewed colour for the BMW M60i on Auto Trader?
I'm going to go with grey.
Yes, you're right. Apparently, the most viewed colour is grey, with a 56% share of the views, and black is second, getting 22%. And the new BMW M60i's have been viewed over 110,000 times this year.
Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And did you know that BMW are the most viewed brand new cars on Auto Trader?
I did not know that.
And you can find great deals on brand new cars, just like this one, on Auto Trader, where they're in stock and available to drive away straight away. Should we get on with the show?
Yes, let's do it.
All those buildings over there, every one of those buildings, is that a solar roof?
Yeah, that's solar panels there, yeah. It's almost becoming standard now with the new houses being built. They just come with the solar panels built in.
Riverside School is extremely close to another place where science is happening. That is a substation, right?
Yeah, that's a substation there, yeah.
So that's too complicated for me. Can you explain what is going on in there?
Yeah, so the purpose of the substations is, cause like when the electricity comes from the power stations, it's quite like high voltage, like very, very high. Too high for anyone to use it. So what they have to do at the substations is break down the electricity to a lower voltage, or sometimes they might need to increase it to a higher voltage as well. So like, for example, homes, they use 220 volts in the plug sockets. So what the substation will do, they have something called transformers, and the transformers, it breaks down the voltage so that it's lower, so that it can go to the house. Because if it just went straight to the house at a high voltage, then it's just going to overload the circuitry system. But then let's say we had like we wanted to power train lines, the overhead lines, they need like 25,000 volts. So they would have to increase the voltage there, and they would do that with the transformer.
I did remember a little bit then from GCSE science. I sort of remember that stuff.
Yeah, and the transformers, the way they work is it's like a big coil of copper wire, and then when the electricity passes through the copper wire, it goes through like loads of loops, loads of coils, and then as it goes through those coils, that's when the voltage changes.
Because the more coils, the less power at the end of it, right?
Yeah, so it would lose power, and then you'll get a lower voltage at the end.
What impact would the substation have on the environment?
I don't think much really. The ones that have the impact on the environment is the power stations, because the power stations, that's where they actually make the electricity. The substations are just distributing it.
Okay.
But to make the electricity now, that's where you need nuclear power. You need to use nuclear fission, and then with nuclear fission now, that's where you get radioactive byproducts like uranium, plutonium, that will be left over. And then, because the thing about radioactive chemicals, it's like it takes hundreds of years for it to become safe. So it's the disposal, like how are they going to dispose of it when they finish with it now? Because you can bury it underground, but then it's gonna leach radioactive chemicals into the surroundings as well. So that's the issue with electricity is the power station.
And so what's the answer to that then?
Well, they're trying now with like renewable energy sources, so things like wind turbines, solar panels.
And how much difference do they make? Like, is it huge? Is it something that is a non-negotiable? We should all be turning to wind turbines and solar energy. Definitely,
because if we don't use solar energy and wind turbines, then we're using fossil fuels. And then, as we know, fossil fuels, they have a negative impact on the environment. So it's just more sustainable to use energy that's already there in the environment.
How much do you think about sustainability from a day-to-day angle, from what you have in control of your own?
I incorporate into my everyday life, like just simple things like I don't litter, I recycle, I don't waste water. I try my best not to waste water, even wasting food as well. If I've got any leftover food, use it as compost, put it into the soil to help grow plants. I just do the little bits that I can do to make the world a bit more sustainable.
I feel like you have superpowers, having so much knowledge. Are you aware of how much you're inspiring people? Have you ever had kids come up to you and say how much you've inspired them?
Like, a lot of the time, because I spend most of my time like making the content,
Yeah.
I don't actually get to see the reaction from people. Like, I see the comments, like sometimes I see the comments. Like, for example, I did a talk at my uni. I was at my uni, and then I had like so many students coming up to me saying that my videos helped them through GCSEs. And like, I was blown away. Like, I couldn't believe the amount of kids that said that to me. I didn't really know that it had that much of an impact.
I assume keeps you motivated to keep doing what you're doing as well, right?
Yeah, definitely, it does.
Yes, Manny, I love it. So we're going to be dropping you off shortly back at the park, but before we do that, we haven't spoken about your music, and we have to, because I love it. So tell me more about that. Where did that passion come from? What inspired you to make those songs?
Yeah, you know what, like, I just decided to like start documenting my journey through music. Hopefully people will listen to that, and then it will just help them to, not only to inspire people, I genuinely just enjoy it. Like, I like making music. It's quite like therapeutic for me to, like, you know, sit down on the laptop and just compose some instrumentals. Yeah, man, it helps to like, just helps me to relax, and just allows me just like to express myself, you know, because sometimes I might have like a lot of ideas, or like just a lot of things in my head, just a lot of things going on, and then I just use music as an outlet to just release that, you know, because like everyone has an outlet. Some people might like to create, they might like drawing, some people might like sports, or some people might like, you know, there's all kinds of different outlets, you know, that people use. And for me, music is the one that that I use.
There's a slight melancholic feel to some of them. Is that a conscious vibe you're going for, or is it that you just really respond to your own thoughts and feelings and that's how it comes out?
You know what? One of my biggest inspirations in music is Bob Marley.
Ah, yeah.
And Bob Marley, he uses music for a purpose. He uses it to carry a message and like to impact people positively. So that's probably why the subject matters that I talk about in the music is quite serious subject matters, you know. Like, for me, music isn't just something to just play about with. Yeah, man, I use it as a tool for good.
And you're doing really well with the music. If you weren't doing the videos, do you think that you would really focus on being a recording artist?
That was my first aspiration, to become a music artist. To be honest, I thought that's what I was gonna become. I thought I was gonna become like a rapper or a singer or a music producer. That's what I had my sights set on. And then the science came along.
In one of them, you rap about your line manager. I'm guessing that's Mr. Dave, right?
Yeah, Mr. Dave. Yeah,
Dave.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
That's cool. And in another, you talk about a principal asking you to take the videos down. What happened there?
Yeah, man. I'll give you the tea, innit? I'll give you the tea. So I started making the videos when I was working in the school. And the videos started to take off. Like, the videos were going viral, and then every day I was having like students coming up to me in school saying like, "Oh, sir, I saw your videos last night. Your videos helped me with my exams. Your videos helped me with, you know, with science lessons." And I was getting a lot of positive feedback, you know, from the students. One day, because like the videos were going viral, like they were taking off, the head teacher caught wind of what I was doing, of the experiments. And then I got called in for a meeting. The head teacher called me in for a meeting. Yeah, they said that they didn't want me using their chemicals, and they didn't want me using their space to record. I have to delete all of the videos that I made on social media. I can't make the videos anymore. And basically just shut down all the videos, which I found very surprising, because it was having a positive impact on the students. Like, it was educational, it was like genuinely helping students with their studies. So something that's educational, helping students, you would expect that an educational institution would support something like that.
Absolutely.
But they actually did the opposite, and they wanted to stop it, and they wanted to end it. I had to choose, like, do I continue working as a science technician, or do I make the content and leave the job and just focus on the content full time? And I decided to create the content and just go with that, because I felt like the students needed it, like they needed that science help. It was a big risk for me, you know, because obviously that's my bread and butter, that's how I pay my bills, that's how I live my life. So for me to leave that for the content creation, I had to have a lot of faith and a lot of belief in myself to make that leap. And yeah, man, I went for it and I did it, and then here we are today.
But it sounds like that door closing opened up a whole new world for you, and thank goodness you had the faith and the confidence to take that giant leap. Like, that in itself is really inspiring.
Yeah, like I would encourage people, if anyone's feeling unsure, or if they're not sure if it's gonna work out, just believe in yourself, you know, just believe in what you do and in your ability, and then yeah, just go for it.
There's a lot about you that is about following the heart, from what I feel anyway. Would that be right? And also, can you predict what Big Manny is going to do in the future?
Yeah, definitely. Like, for me, I would say combination of music and science. So, like, I've done a bit of experimenting there, like, pardon the pun.
Yeah.
But I've made a song where I made a science song where I was
love it.
Oh yeah, you heard that
it's
one?
It's so good. Yeah,
okay,
and science too. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah, so I want to do like things like that, but I want to make it even more educational music. So, because like, as I was saying, music is a tool, and the reason why it's a powerful tool is because it's catchy. Do you know what I mean? People will memorize lyrics. Like, you hear a song a couple times and then it's stuck in your head for the whole day. So imagine if I could put science content in those lyrics in a catchy way, and students are singing it in their exams in their head. So yeah, man, I do want to combine the music and the science to make it an even more powerful educational tool.
Everything that you're doing at the moment, touch wood, seems to be going really well, and is leading to you having all sorts of different opportunities, isn't it? Like endorsements and appearances and partnerships. What do you think you've enjoyed the most?
I would say one of the most enjoyable ones was going on CBBC. I was on Blue Peter. And that was like a show that I watched from when I was young. So to then go on that, like, that was a big thing for me. Yeah.
Did you get a badge?
Yeah, I got 3 badges.
3?
Yeah, I went on there 3 times.
What?
Yeah. So,
oh man.
So hopefully next time now I'll get the gold badge.
Yeah.
I got like a gold one there, so I wanna get the gold one.
And so here we are, back at the park. It's been such a nice drive. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I really enjoyed the conversation.
I'm so excited to see where your career goes and what happens next for you. And you give me faith that my daughter, who's 3, will have a very different future of learning and experiencing and being able to cope with science.
No, I'm glad.
Yeah, don't forget your snacks.
Yeah, I take that with me, yeah. All right then, Alex.
Thanks, Big Manny.
Yeah, thank you too. All right, see you later.
Take care.
Yeah, you too.
And there we have it. We finally know a lot more about one of the most mysterious influencers in the UK. What struck me most was what a family man he is. And clearly, if the science hadn't taken off, the music would have. A proper talent. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Show on the Road is a fresh air production for Auto Trader. If you've enjoyed it and you think others will as well, please spread the word. Leave a quick rating in your podcast app and a little comment. It definitely helps. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, where there's exclusive footage of this and all the other drives we're doing this series, with a range of celebs in different vehicles. And with thousands of brand new cars available and ready to drive away, It's easy to find your next car on AutoTrader. We've even got expert reviews and videos to help you find the perfect fit. Find your next car and start your next story on the AutoTrader app or at autotrader.co.uk. In our next episode, we'll be exploring the valleys of Wales, being inspired by nature and a former Love Islander who is improving the lives of many as both a doctor and mental health champion. Until then, I'm Alex Le Gui. See ya!